should tell the guys that we need what we say. Emmett Johnson as a redshirt freshman, Mackay, Justin Evans-Jenkins steps in at guard, and then goes to center. Really proud of those things. I know on defense we're going to talk a lot about the stats, but how many sacks, tackles for loss. I was proud of the guys running them down when the plays got behind us, getting the ball down, playing another play, and holding it to a field goal. Those of you who I think I talked the other day, these guys were 70% touchdowns in the red zone. And these guys were one of the best third down teams, and so I knew we were going to win third down. I thought the defense did that. Offensively, it was obviously a really out of sync night. A lot of things that happened shouldn't have happened. And so we're just going to have to, the key is with the young quarterback, you play through those things. You coach through those things. That first play, it opens up just like we thought. Thomas is open for a touchdown. The ball's a little bit behind. Keep playing. This ball's a little bit high. Keep playing. So ball's on the ground. So there's a lot that we have to continue to do. But I do want to tell you, and I want the people in Nebraska to know that I don't do anything theatrical during games. I don't point to the crowd. I don't point to my family. But I did point out to Coach Osborne's box, because Coach Osborne came in and said, if you guys would keep running the belly G option, you have to run the belly G pass. And Ron's been telling us that. We've been running it, but we got that turnover. We said, let's run it. And Malachi, that's the route. That's the route that you run for the love of the game to get everyone else open. And Malachi ran by everybody, ran the belly G option pass, hit it for a touchdown. And so I thought we played like a team. The loss of Billy was devastating tonight. Most of that game plan was built around him. Jaden came in. We tried to, function of the base things. But I was proud of the offensive staff for just continuing to try to find things, but we left a lot out there. So that's a lot that I said. I apologize, but obviously I have some thoughts after that game. But I'll just say this, I think we would have lost that game at the beginning of the year. And all the adversity we've gone through, the toughness we're building, that's a game that we now win.
How big was that, for Malachi? And do you sense that play was going to be there at some point?
No, we actually had another play that we thought we'd hit him on all week. That play, like I said, he's running through the secondary, like I say, for the love of the game, to open up Bullock and those guys coming back. And you always say, hey, you could be open. Actually, Garrett McGuire said to me, it's going to be open. I told him he was nuts. And so I had to say, I was sorry. I was like, Garrett, you were right on that after he was open. But to me, it just shows young players making plays. Jalen Lloyd's out there, Jaden Doss is out there. The guys I mentioned, I'm probably missing many more of the young guys out there playing. Principal's out there, Cam's playing. The older guys have done a good job. But that's when we practiced, and it came up, and we hit it.
How would you characterize in your words the overall play of the defense?
I thought it was periods dominant, but somewhat spotty in terms of, as I told them at the half, it was like 85 yards rushing at the half. We don't do that. And they did a really nice job off of bye week. They were getting the tackle over, and they were finding a way to pin and pull and put a tackle on Quinton Newsome, and Noose was coming off and setting the edge. You used to be able to cut that guy 2 years ago. You can't cut him anymore. So they had a couple runs. But I thought save that, and Malcolm's a safety, and all of a sudden Tommy Hill gets hurt going into the half, so Tommy Hill didn't play the second half, so Malcolm goes back to corner. And that's the one thing we never wanted to do, is move Malcolm from safety to corner in game. We just went back to Mondo. Mondo did a great job stepping up. But two big plays. But other than that, I thought the defense, I thought they were close to dominant at times.
Toward the end of the third quarter, you have Brian Boucher's punt 55 yards, then you pin them back, and I think Jamari got a sack. And then that set you up for 44. How important were those three phases in that compressed part of the game?
Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to the game where we start with the ball in offense on like the plus 35. We seem to have so many that are down the road one in the first couple of drives, and then we're kind of playing with the field tilted. That's how we want to play them. Boucher's been a rock star for us, hitting the ball down. I don't pay attention to punters' averages. I don't pay attention, especially when you're punting in this wind here. It was a windy day, but to make that play, our gunner stepped up to get the sack, to get the punt return, and then to hit the play right after that. To me, that's how we want to play. And I think the biggest thing, Sam, was our guys were comfortable in that stressful environment. We're not playing great on offensive ball. When I say great, like the ball's on the ground, it doesn't have to be like just Heinrich's a little bit out of sorts, just a little bit jittery, trying to do a little too much. And you know what? You hit a play like that, and it just kind of puts you over the edge. So it's special teams, offense, defense working together.
The drive right before that, you guys went 3 and out. It was 3 quick passes, like a 14-second drive. How do you find that balance between playing the kind of complementary football that he's talking about with a great punt, a defensive stand that leads to a touchdown, but also having a threat to pass the ball when your percentages weren't great today?
Yeah, we're not gonna. We just decided today, like going into the game, we weren't gonna play in fear. Like we felt like, you know, the passes were there. A lot of our passes are like, hey, it's a pass with a quarterback draw, or it's a pass with it. So the pass might happen. And, you know, like I said at one point, like, hey, you know, we're starting to get a little bit like, you know, starting to try to, hey, run the ball. You know, we're better when we're mixing it, you know. Like, you know, we come out on a wheel route, Alex is wide open. We just didn't quite hit it today, right? So, but I don't know how we'll get better if we don't call it and do it and work through it. So I only worry about things like that, like 3 quick passes when our defense is tired. When the time of possession is tilted in our favor, or it's close, it's even, the defense isn't tired. I don't worry about those things. You know, if I was thinking that way, I probably would just say, hey, run the ball here. We have a lead, but we took the shot to Malachi. We had some other shots in the game that we thought we were going to have. You know, maybe a couple plays. So I just think we have to continue to be aggressive, and we have to just coach our way and work our way through these phases of, you know what, like, hey, it's not super pretty right now. Just keep playing.
What was the outlook on Billy Kemp and Ethan Piper when they went down? Do you have any?
Yeah, I don't know if Billy sounded like maybe he was an MCL. You know, obviously they haven't done any old stuff. You know, they let him stay on the sidelines, which is usually a good sign that we'll get him back at some point. Again, you know, kind of this week, I think Sam asked me, you know, the ball to Billy. We had so much, I can't tell you how much stuff we had set up for Billy, so that really was, that was jarring, you know, just to have that happen. The pipe seemed like it was a little bit worse, so I'm going to wait and see what that is. He seemed like he was in pain, and I hated for him. He's like, you know, the heart and soul of our team. So, and then Tommy was an ankle right before the half. Came out of the half, tested it, just didn't feel like he could go, so we had to sit him for the second half.
Is this the kind of game you said you see that identity is kind of defense first? Is this the kind of game you envision when you say that the defense are picking up the offense?
Yeah, I don't say this. I don't say that we're, respectfully, I don't say that we're defense first. I want our defense to understand we're a defensive football team. That doesn't mean the offense takes a back seat to it. It just means that I expect that our defense is going to go win games when they have a chance to win games. And there's not a lot of teams in football. There's a lot of high-flying spread teams that their defenses aren't very good, and everyone complains about the D coordinator. There's a lot of defensive teams. Like I was watching Penn State, Ohio State in the locker room, getting ready to go out there. It was like 10-6 at the half. You know, so you know, there's only a few teams that are really good at both. A couple years ago, Clemson was in the top 10 at both, and that's really because it's how you practice, how you do things, and we're working towards that. But it's not defense first. It's just that I want our guys on defense to understand it does not matter what happens on offense. Go play. Like, you know, the ball was inside our 25 3 times. It came away with 3 field goals. 4 times, it came away with 3 field goals. But yet, when Tristan Albano goes out, you know, we talk about something big for our team. Was it 47-yarder? Into the wind? Yeah. It was into the wind, yes. That was the wind this way. So, you know, there's a lot of bright spots there that I see that. But I just want to make sure our guys on defense know, like, hey, if we have one more point than them at half, the game should be over. And that's what I should stand for, isn't it? So we're just trying to bring that back.
Matt, you mentioned that maybe this was a game you may not have won earlier in the year. What do you think you were able to do that today, and what caused the maturity in your group?
Because we lost earlier in the year. You know, it's not real popular to say nowadays, but you know, if you want to, you know, build a big building, you got to dig a foundation. You know, as I said, I saw a lot of teams last week that were super awesome early. They're yelling at each other on the sidelines. We went through adversity, and the players got to see that the coaches don't change. The coaches got to see that the players keep coming in each week. The players got to see that we battle each other. It doesn't mean I win or lose those games. It just means that you know, you talk to some of the players, you know, that won the national championship team. They talk about after, you know, losing to Florida State the year before, and you know, Ed Stewart saying, hey, this will, you know, we can't ever let this happen again. Like, you know, going through tough times. Tough times create strong men, and we have a group of strong men there. And the guys on defense, you know, I challenge them over and over again. What are you going to do if things don't start off well early? And they answered that call for me today, so I'm good with them.
James Williams, you say he was on the scout team. Well, when did you move him up exactly?
Yeah, he was on the scout team like for parts of this week. Okay. I mean, he's in one package. They wanted to put him up. Well, that was the bye week. We've got some really good players that are redshirting and developing. It's going to come to fruition in a pretty cool way. Yeah, we have him and Kai Wallen, our 2 edge players sometimes on scout teams. Sua, Vincent, Carroll Jackson. We've got some really good players. As we come down the stretch, we're going to get some of these guys in. Part of this is some of our guys, you know, they get in summer, they're just not physically ready, but now they are. You know, some of our, you know, we have a receiver that's put on 27 pounds since he got here in June. You know, and he looks good. So it's a year-round thing, but. Yeah, he just did, you know, he'd been doing well in the bye week, and then we thought this was a game they would drop back and throw it 50 times. So Tony and Terrence and them created that 5D lineman package. Just had 5 guys rush. When we didn't do it, the quarterback stepped up and made some plays. 5 guys were able to kind of collapse the pocket. And then, let me just say this, I don't want to be remiss. I love the guys chasing those guys down. The play that Isaac Gifford made on the screen today, that's guy blows an assignment, guy blitzes up, he has the back, he comes off the edge. I mean, that play's out for a touchdown. And that's a game-changing play that Giff made. So it was young guys, it was old guys, it was a lot of guys in between. And I told them, well, it ain't pretty. Well, it wasn't the prettiest of games. It's a win. It's a win. It's a win.
How far has this come under 9-10 months? Because some of that obviously is scheme and switch. They're just beating the guys with moves and technique and all this.
I think the credit goes to the players. I think Terrence has done a good job. I think a lot of it's the way we practice. And we do one-on-one pass rush live. We do team compete live. They get so many reps about going against each other. The scout team. A lot of teams, probably more offensive teams, like their scout team. The defensive guys read a card, just kind of get beat. Our guys, we compete. James is hard to block in practice. So, because we do that, we allow guys, and I think a lot of credit goes to Corey and Kristen. Corey does an amazing job of lifting these guys. They lift 3 days a week during the season, so they continue to get bigger and stronger. Kristen feeds them. So a guy like James is coming from junior college. He's just getting better and better and better. But Terrence is an excellent coach, and I love the creativity today of all the different packages we had, rotating guys in and out.
Hey Matt, what's made you want to embrace? You talked about reminding the guys about the Northwestern game a year ago that they were up 11 points and then gave it away. Why do you want to bring things up like that now, which seems to be maybe kind of a change for you from the beginning of the year?
No. Yeah, that's a great question. I don't bring things up like that as motivation. Like these guys got us, and I don't believe in that. What I do believe is that everything that happens to us in our lives prepares us for the next stage of our life. And most people, it's so painful they don't want to learn from it. But there's a positive application of the pain. Like it was painful for my wife, my kids, and I to go to games, right? And like it was painful for me to go to games and have my kids sit there in Carolina and have them boo us. Like I'll be honest with you, the crowd boos here. It almost like it. I kind of almost go back there a little bit. Like I can feel myself. It's one of the reasons why I came here, because I didn't want to go somewhere like that. You know what I mean? Like what I went through. So there's a positive application of that. I've learned, like, you know what, Matt, do what you think is right. Like, if you want to go for it, go for it. If you're not. Same thing with our players. So my message to them, because Ron did a great job in Chapel for the guys over in Chapel, I just said, hey, we haven't played 60 minutes of just us playing together. Let's try to play 60 minutes. I don't know if we did, because there were some, weak things, but we just kind of battled back and forth. And I didn't bring up the Northwestern game at all until I think I brought it up at the game. I was like, the shame of the Northwestern game last year was there was a narrative that we lost because we had a surprise onside kick. What are you talking about? That's not why you lost. You lost because they scored more points than you. And I told them at halftime, like, stop looking at the coach and make a different call. Stop worrying about the play call. Our players got to go beat their players. And so in the fourth quarter, I'm saying to them, how often do you have a chance to go back and redo something? Hey, we have an 11-point lead. Let's go play. And so I want them to understand that, because as they start businesses and as they have families, tough things are going to happen. And I don't want them to be like the people who are victims. I want them to say, this happened to me, I'm going to use it for good, I'm going to learn from it, and I'm going to move forward. So, but yeah, it's not a mixed message in my mind, at least, Mitch. It's not like I'm saying, like, they got us, we got to get them. I'm not saying that. I'm more saying, hey, why did that happen? Because we were worried about all the wrong things. Tonight, let's just go play the next snap, the next play. Don't worry about the offense. Don't worry about the defense. Let's have each other's back. Play. I mean, Ethan Nation jumped in the game and played. Played well. So, that's kind of the message, if that makes sense.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you. I'll see you again next week. Huh? Do it again.
It was probably one of the funnest games I played on defense. I mean, the entire defense is flying around. We were having fun today. The entire game was fun. Everything about it was really fun.
Did you know it was going to be a good opportunity for the pass rusher, just based on what you had seen other teams have done?
Yeah, no, we knew going in that we were going to take advantage of them pass rushing, and we really did today. There was a big emphasis on it, and we knew it was going to come down to third downs, winning third down, and we ended up winning third down, so it was awesome.
What was your vantage point on that touchdown pass there in the fourth quarter? You're kind of sitting on the bench watching it on the screen, or what are you doing?
Oh yeah, I was sitting on the bench, and I was standing up, but I was behind like kind of the first row of people, and I heard everyone start to go crazy because I couldn't see what was going on. Then you look up at the screen, and it's the lag a little bit. see him going over the top like that and scored, it was awesome.
Was that kind of like, it wasn't the end of the game, but did that feel like a ball game moment? Like, all right, we've got
yes and no. It was, we went out there and we, as soon as they scored, and we all celebrated. A lot of the older guys on the defense said we're gonna have to stop them one more time, either one or two more times, and that was the mindset. We celebrated, and we said what's next, and then we gotta go stop them one more time. We're gonna win the game, and that's what we did. So
when you guys went up by 11, Coach said he reminded you of being up 11 last year in Ireland. What does that do for your emotions, your mentality when you go back out?
It was just, we're not letting this happen again. No matter what, we're going to put everything out on the line. That we're not going to lose like that again. And we went out there and we did what we needed to do.
Next, you see a guy like James Williams have a great night tonight. The guy who's making his way, making his name. I mean, how hard has he been working to make his team, and what can you say to his performance today?
Yeah, no, he's been working really hard. He's over there with the Raiders doing his thing, and they saw an opportunity for him to get in the game, and he took, full advantage of that. He's been working really hard. He's been having a good attitude, and he's really improved, and it's just really fun to watch him develop, watch him turn into the player he can be.
As a teammate, knowing Ethan Piper was already injured, what was it like for you seeing him go down again today?
Yeah, it's never fun when they blow the whistles and there's a teammate down out there, no matter who it is. I love Ethan. He's one of the hardest workers on this team. He's one of the best leaders on this team, and it sucks to see him go down. Just praying for a fast, speedy recovery for him.
You guys are starting to be known nationally as a defensive team. How does that make you feel after so many years of getting to this point?
Yeah, no, I wear it with pride. We go out there with the mindset on defense that we're going to win every football game we're in. No matter what's going on with the offense, good or bad, we're going to go out there and we're going to play the same brand of football, no matter if we're up 30 or we're down 30. Every single play, we're going out there to win the rep, and that's our attitude.
How much better do you feel like you and other defensive linemen have gotten in the last 9 months under Coach Knight and this defense?
Yeah, no, we've all gotten better. It's really fun to see everyone develop. Everyone just keep we're developing together, which is really fun. We have a good mix of young, old guys playing. And it's just been really fun. Coach Knighton's awesome. He's been doing a really good job with us. It's just playing for him is a lot of fun. We have fun, we work hard, and we know what we have to do on Saturdays.
All right. I was just pushing myself, in practice really hard. And, he rewarded me with the starting spot, but it's just working hard like I've been doing. Ever since I got to the University of Nebraska, I always tried to put myself in a position to start, and help the team win. So I'm just blessed for that.
What have these past 2 years been like for you, just waiting for your turn and finally getting it now?
Yeah, it's been tough. I'll definitely say my faith kept me going through the times, going hard in practice, not knowing if I'm going to get my chance in the game and everything. I just kept my faith in God, and just, God had a plan for me. And now he's rewarding me, so.
Emmett, there's so many young guys on both sides of the ball who are, they're not making huge plays, they're contributing in small ways to wins like this and wins against Illinois. What's it like for you to be a part of that and to see the guys who you came into this program with stepping into those roles?
Yeah, it's big, seeing some of the other guys, Malcolm, some of the younger guys on defense and also offense, Malachi today, seeing those guys step up meant a lot. But for me, I'll definitely say, you see what I do on the field, but I give credit to my whole line because those are the guys blocking for me. Piper, praying for him right now with his injury, but Piper, Turner, all those guys, Henry, those guys, Bryce, they all, they help me during the week. And nobody sees what they do on the field; they see what I do. So I just want to give credit to them.
What's the feeling been like as you've gone through this year and lost so many offensive players around you? Just a crazy string of injuries that continue today on that side of the ball.
Yeah, it's been tough for our team. Ramir, Gabe, guys like that have been contributing to this program for years. I'm really close with those guys, and I've been praying for them. It's really tough when we see guys like that go down, but guys got to be able to step up. Football is a physical game, and so I'm just glad that other guys are starting to step up. Even Billy going down today, the receiver group, as a whole, I think they're going to have to step up now and just keep faith in those guys. I love all those dudes, and every time I'm out there, I'm praying for them because you never know when it's going to be your last snap.
And what was the lift like on the sideline when Malachi caught that touchdown? You're kind of slogging it out all game. And
Yeah. man, that was a big play. I'll say, that was a big momentum shift in the game. Our offense had a couple turnovers early, and I think that play kind of just, gave the offense the confidence we needed going forward. And I think we're going to need a lot of those plays moving forward to, be the explosive offense that we can be.
What do you see on the run? It was a pretty big run when the ball's on your own 5-yard line. You got after about 24, I think. It kind of ended up flipping the field. What do you see on that one?
I'm not going to lie. I just trusted my read, trusted what Coach EJ teaching me in practice. I just pressed my aim and point, and I seen an opening, but, I was patient. I had good eyes on that play, and I was just thinking get out of the red zone. I was trying to protect the football as much as I could. Just get out the red zone and make big plays. Big time players make good plays.
You mentioned the injuries. What are the emotions like for you when guys like Premier and Gabe get injured? And obviously, you don't want to see that, but you also have to think, okay, this means that I'm going to have a bigger responsibility, and that affects me.
Like I said, and ever since I came to this program, I've always tried to help the team win. I've never prepared to be a backup, and I think God always has a plan for you. Even when it's not looking the best for you. Like last year, I waited, like 400. I don't know what it was, how many days to get my first snap, but just patience and persevering through that has helped me get to this point. And I think, like I said, God, my faith has gotten me to this point, and it's going to keep me going.
Yeah, clearly,
you had a couple carries in between the tackles. Like, how confident do you feel kind of putting your head down, getting in there amongst all those big bodies?
I feel very confident. I think just trusting my training, trusting what I do in practice. A lot of guys don't know I can run in between tackles too. So getting vertical at this level is definitely, a big thing in the Big Ten. You got to be able to get vertical and get yards. So just putting our offense in a great position on second and third down, I feel like that's what I take priority in. So.
Hey, Emmett, clearly ball security has been a huge focus for the running backs and all the offensive players. You guys come out today, and after the bye week, and 2 turnovers on the first 4 or 5 offensive snaps. How do you prevent that from being something that snowballs? You did a good job of holding on to it after that point.
Yeah, I think that just comes with experience. We've been through a lot as a program, as a team. Just knowing that everybody got each other's back. And so if each throws a turnover, I'm gonna cheer them on. We're gonna be good for the next drive. Just having each other's back up front as an O-line and just staying positive through it. And I definitely think that adversity is our team's biggest strength right now. I think we've been through so many things as a team, and that's going to help us in the long run. And so it was ugly. I mean, we had a lot of turnovers and stuff like that, but I think we're growing as a team and as a program, and we're learning the right way how to win.
Thank you. Thank you.
Appreciate you guys.
We were not in the right coverage to go play against the screen, and I showed my blitz way too early. But fortunately, I saw the guards come out, so I seen it coming.
Did a fight through a couple guys?
Yeah.
Are you surprised that you got through the traffic there?
Kinda, but it was just, I just knew I could get there, so.
What do you see just out of this defense today and just taking a challenge from your coaches to go out there and play?
Yeah, I was really proud of the guys and how we responded multiple times. Turnovers in the first quarter. We responded really well, and then big plays that we gave up. And we stopped them in the red zone a few times, and I was proud of how we played that.
In the fourth quarter, it was one-score game right down there at the end, and Coach Rule always talks about winning the fourth quarter, having that attacking mentality. You see that from the guys on that drive?
Yeah, no doubt. I'm upset we gave up 3 points. I always want that fourth quarter shutout, but I'm proud of how we responded. Malcolm made that big play on third down, so I was proud of him.
How much of a just matchup problem has Nash become for teams?
Yeah, no, it's tough, especially when Nash and Ty are in together. It's like, who do you double team?
How fitting was it for your defense to get a sack turnover to end the game?
Oh, it was freaking awesome. I didn't even see it happen. I was playing man, and I could just hear the crowd, and I knew it was over. So it was pretty great.
How does it feel to now be 2 wins away from bowl eligibility in Purdue's first year?
Oh yeah, great. Just gonna focus on Purdue this week.
All good.
Thanks, guys.
When that ball leaves your hand on that touchdown throw to Malachi, mean, how did it feel coming out of your hand and then when it lands in his arms? What was the emotions going with it?
Yeah, I knew, we had to make a play after first half. We had a couple injuries. Young guys were going to have to step up. I was really proud of Malachi more than anything. He stepped up and just have to find ways to get the ball in some of those young guys' hands.
How hard was things today for you? Just the start and also just the defense they were playing, some of the challenges they presented?
Yeah, I mean that's a good defense. Looking at it at the beginning of the week, I think they only had one sophomore or younger guy in that lineup, and those older Big Ten defenses, going into it, it's going to be a tough day. You're going to have to make good decisions. That first play was tough, and then just some things didn't fall our way. But I think we did a good job extending some plays, making stuff happen, and converting third downs was a big one.
How much did you guys rep that play to Malachi?
Yeah, I mean we've had that one in for a while, and I've been just trying to work it, especially with all the options we've been running. How hard Northwestern was coming down, trying to fit me, fit the running backs. Guy as fast as Malachi, if we can get everyone down and put him one-on-one, he's probably going to win.
He got injured today in the second quarter, but when he's playing inactive, how much of an impact do you think Ethan Piper has on that offensive line?
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's a tremendous player. He's one of the oldest offensive linemen. More than anything, he's one of our offensive leaders. So seeing Piper go down, along with Billy and some of the older guys that we had go down today, we had to find it within ourselves to kind of kickstart the offense, and we really leaned on the defense a lot, and as an offense, we need to step it up, stop putting so much pressure on them, and execute the plays.
We've seen Emmett Johnson grow, to be in the role he's in now.
Yeah, that's the guy I'm probably the most proud of today. He held on to the ball. That was his thing going into this week. We cannot win games if we turn the ball over. I know that. Those interceptions hurt. But Emmett, I was so proud of Emmett. Especially in the late fourth quarter, we're in 4-minute mode, and Emmett is held up, and he's got two hands on the ball, fighting for his life because of that's a result of what we do at practice. Every day, ball security stuff. So I was really proud of him.
There's been so much attention on the young receivers, and of course, the quarter's injury will be even more so. But just how close do you think you are with those guys to getting, to more of where you want it to be?
Yeah, we're close. It's obviously it'll never be good enough. We're always going to strive for perfection. But those guys have come such a long way that you have to celebrate the wins. Celebrate Malachi's touchdown, celebrate the plays that we do make. But we also have to keep working. Today was not good enough, the passing game, or the running game. But I think as an offense, we have to execute way better, and we're capable of that. We just have to do it consistently.
Yeah, Coach said that maybe at the beginning of the year, maybe you guys wouldn't have been able to win, but he said that because you went through that adversity, you were able to pull it off. Why do you think that is? How do you guys mature as a team?
Yeah, I think as a team, we've seen how much little things can hurt us. We've focused so much on that. I know for me, this is my third season here. I've seen the last 2 seasons. I've seen how much those little things can impact the game. So, that's really a focal point for me. Is we can't put the ball on the ground, and there's too many of those today by me. We can't turn the ball over. That defense, like I said, has our back, but we have to learn from our mistakes. I think we've done a great job of that. I think that's why we've been able to pull out, these last 2 conference games.
Is that the most physical punishment you've taken in a game today?
Yeah, I'd say so. Northwestern, they were coming down hard. They were big. They were fast. I gotta mentally prepare more. I think getting into a better mindset of me being a punisher. Sometimes I just gotta get vertical, put my head down. Those safeties from Northwestern, they were physical, but nothing that we can't handle as a team.
And I think moving forward, we got to figure out how we can be more physical.
All good.